Okay, girls, we got our coffee and we're talking toy storage. I saw somebody make a reel, I think it was, just talking about all of the ways that they store their kids' toys. And I was like, this is such a simple idea, but I know the mommies love this because I'm a mommy and I loved watching it. And I just feel like you can never have too many toy storage ideas. I'm going to show you some more unique ones and I'm going to show you some more obvious ones. So our first, let's just get right into it. Our first and biggest toy storage solution is this. It's called the IKEA Calyx unit. I think this is the biggest cube one you can get, but there might be a bigger one, I'm not sure. So basically it was white and I got it off Marketplace for cheap. I'm so sorry if you can hear our sink refilling our reverse osmosis, but that's what's happening over there if you can hear it. Anyway, so it was white, and my beautiful, wonderful husband sanded it, primed it, and painted it the color of our wall. So our wall is like a sage green color, and so it just blends in. And my thinking was with that was if it's white, it's just going to stand out so much. It's such a big unit. I didn't want it to be the first thing people noticed when they kind of walk up into our house because it's a split level. So you have to walk up from the entryway and it's just kind of shocker if you walk right up into this big thing, this big shelf. So painting it green was definitely the move. But this is where we store our kids' toys. So I do a toy rotation. I don't know if I'm gonna do that forever. Uh I've seen the mommies are kind of split about that. If you have a smaller house, they just kind of keep the toys out. It's hard to do a rotation, but we do have a really nice storage space underneath our stairs in our basement. So that's kind of where I'm storing the excess toys, or when I ever switch out or whatever, that's where I put the toys in a bin down there. Okay, anyway, so I do a toy rotation. That might change in the future, I'm not sure, but it honestly works. We don't have a schedule, but we rotate them out probably like 2 times a month, I would say. It's kind of whenever my oldest asks to do a toy rotation. He's like, "Mommy, it's time for a toy rotation." And I'm like, "Okay, I heard you." So we have some stuff in here that's like our books, me and my husband, and then we also just have kids' books in here. This isn't all their books. I'll show you that in a second. And then I mostly thrift baskets to house all their toys. So, like in this basket, it's just baby toys. It's those little crinkle papers and like little chewy toys, just mostly little kind of baby toys. And we would use that a lot for when we had our second, so that our oldest could pull out the baby bin and just easily have kind of all her toys in there. And in this one, we have little monster trucks. My son loves cars, monster trucks. So he has a tiny little collection going of these. I'm sure we'll be getting more, but for now, they fit in this cutie little basket. I think I said, but I thrift the baskets mostly. I don't know if I've gotten any on Marketplace. Whenever I happen to see baskets on Marketplace, they're always way too expensive. Um, and then I have a little wooden train toy in this basket. It's just this little wood train that you put together. And I also thrift a lot of their toys, and also a majority of their toys are just from birthdays and Christmas, Easter, just holiday stuff. And then I have some magnet tiles in this one. And then if we move on to this big basket, there's just, again, monster truck. Just other wooden cars. This is like our car bin. This big one. And then in this one, I think some of the animals might be in the bathtub from last night. But they're the little animals from Menards or Fleet Farm. Forget the name. I think it's like Schultz. Big bowl. And we have more, but they took a tubby. I have this little fun car ramp thing. Another thing my son is collecting that we have in here is dinosaurs. These are really fun to find at the thrift. He gets really excited when he finds a new one. A little train for play and also, aesthetic. So this is our toy storage in the basement. It's just in a bin from Menards, I think, and this is where we keep the toys that are currently not in the rotation. This is our next main toy storage area in our family living room. So, well, this is also kind of connected to the dining room, but you get the idea. So it's the same thing. I just have a lot of like baskets. I mean, in this one, there's only 2. But I just have a little basket with these little wood people. This is a little semi trailer guy. And then in here is a whole collection of John Deere tractor stuff. Little tractor, some hay bales. You get the gist. This is a castle from Melissa and Doug. And then I usually have a bin right here, but I actually just moved it. And then this is just our books. So I mean my husband's books once again. So I just feel like you can have toys very accessible to your children and they also just like look cute. That's kind of what I've been going for. The wood toys are definitely a little more aesthetic than I would say like plastic toys. You'll see we have some plastic toys too, obviously, and those are just stored in different places. But the toys that you can kind of see, I've either disguised with cute baskets or they're little cute wooden ones that kind of give a little antique vibe, I feel. I'm not sure what I'll put in that spot. My brain has to ponder it. Okay, I also just wanted to pop on here quick and say that you are allowed to have kid stuff that just lives in your living spaces. When I had just one baby, I was putting everything away. Everything lived in the nursery. And then when he got a little older, it became hard to contain like all of the kid stuff. And now I feel like I'm getting to a place where people come over and they obviously know kids live here and as they should be able to have their stuff out easily accessible because really this is such a short time of life to have fun kids toys out and around. So a lot of our toys do just like live in parts of the living room and everything has a home, but I think it becomes stressful when parents have to put everything away and hide everything if they have guests coming over, if they're hosting. Like let the balance bike just be in the middle of the room. Like, it's fine. Like, that's just my 2 cents on it, and I feel like a lot of people have kind of been posting about that, and I think that's so great to just like let your kids live in your house, and everything doesn't have to be put away all the time. You can tape up pictures on your sliding glass door that they picked. You can have the messy fridge, because really it's just such a beautiful season of life and so fun. Why do I kind of feel like this is also turning into like a toy tour? But I love it. I love seeing the other toys that people have. So we got these bad boys for Christmas. The Staplestein stepping stones. And I feel like honestly our kids are a little young to fully enjoy them, but I feel like as they get older, they'll really really like them. They still play with them and use them right now, but our son is 3 and our daughter is 1. Um Obviously, our 1-year-old doesn't know what these are or how to play with them. She's too little. But our 3-year-old definitely uses them. And we have a swing hanging up in our living room. And he uses to climb up into the swing with these. And I just think they'll be so fun once he gets a little bigger. But they are just also so aesthetic and so cute. I just love them. Also, you guys, I literally wasn't joking when I said we have a swing in our living room. I'm obviously big, so the swing goes way down to the floor when I sit in it. But I think some people think we're crazy for having a swing in our living room. It is literally bolted to the ceiling, obviously. And again, I just think it's so fun. I think it's so fun. And our son loves it. He will watch a movie and he'll be in his little swing, or we'll just be having a family night and we'll be talking and pushing him in the swing. And I just think it'll make such good memories, wholesome childhood memories. This next toy storage area is new. I just got these bins from Target, so we'll see how they hold up. We'll see if I love them. I can't give really that honest of a review on them since we literally just got them. But this is also my sheepskin that just like travels around the house. Love her. So this is the bins. We have a bed frame from IKEA. I forget what it's called. It's a full and it's just pine wood, but this is one of the bins. It just has a flexible track in it that we love to set up, and then a bunch of Hot Wheels cars. Those are another one of my son's obsessions right now. And I just love these that they fit perfectly right under his bed like that. We can kind of hide them away, but then they're very easily accessible. Here's another one. So we only have 2. And this just has a magnetile set in it. It has I think it's called the construction magnetile set. But he kind of just likes to build in there, and then it's flat so he can stand things up, versus on the carpet it's a little harder with the magnetiles, the mommies know. So yeah. What would childhood be if you didn't have a play kitchen, okay? So we have these are from the brand Hape. They're so cute. I thrifted both of them at separate places. So we just have a little thing of food, which I'm planning to get more wooden food. They're the kind that Velcro together. And I thrifted this little basket, and I thought it was the perfect shopping basket. Let me put that in there. And then this has actually little wooden ice cubes can come out when you press this, but I had to hide them for now because our baby will eat them. And then they have little eggs from Hape in the fridge, and they're also the little Velcro kind, so cute. And then just like play kitchen stuff, like cutting board and little pans and such. Let me scoot. And this is like the little stove, so in here we just have like a bowl, a little mitten, little oven mitt. And we have some pots and pans in here. All this stuff we got secondhand, so it's not in perfect condition, but you know, kids, they don't care. And then it has a little sink. And then we just have utensils and then plates. And a lot of times my kids just bring stuff from the kitchen and play with it in their real kitchen. Hours of fun in this kitchen. So this is another area in my son's room. And also I guess my daughters, they kind of share a room currently. But all the rest of his books are in here, and we kind of put it at toddler height so he could reach it and take them out and look through them whenever he wanted to. Little Montessori style, if you will. And it's just been fun for him to get down books and pick books to read and whatever. He loves his books. And then also, I'm going to show this, but most of their stuffed animals are in this bin. Neither of my kids are super into stuffed animals for some reason. I was the absolute complete opposite when I was a kid. That's like all I played with was stuffed animals. So it's been interesting to see them not really gravitate towards stuffies. They're more cars. And now my daughter has been getting into cars too, I think because she wants to be like brother. But we'll see. We'll see. I think their interests will obviously change. This is a little storytime projector, and it just projects the stories onto the wall, and it is the cutest thing. Like I said, our house is not very big, so this is the last little storage spot that I have for toys that's easily accessible for my little ones. So this is just in the closet of their room. And this is actually not even like IKEA. I think it's probably from Target or Walmart. We've had this unit forever. We used it in college. I'm pretty sure my husband had it in his closet in college. And we just kind of repurposed it. We were going to get rid of it when we moved in. It's not the cutest, obviously. But then kind of just landed in here. And it's been super nice for toys. I recommend these bin units for toys so much. I mean, I think a lot of people use these for toys just because they're so easy, but I love them too. So and then we just have some cars and trucks, a little toolbox. I'm kind of growing our collections right now because my kids are so young, so we obviously don't have a ton of collections of toys or certain groups of toys, because we kind of just started, you know. So I'm starting a little collection of little people. Got some princesses, like the little vintage farmer, and just like people that we get from Target or whatever. This little girl has a puppy. And then there's like a little unicorn. I feel like this will be just like little figures because my daughter likes to play with those. And this one has actually stuffed animals I played with when I was little. I think they're called Precious Moments. So cute. This basket is from Target. It's new. I absolutely love it. I could not pass it up. And then I have this little puppy that we thrifted. It's a little walking puppy. You pull it. And in here, my mother-in-law actually gave us this, and you put cards in here, and then you click it, and it says what it says on the card. So these are like days of the week, and months, and then these ones are numbers. These ones are, it says goods, and it says just like a spoon. So there's a bunch of different goods or whatever. And then there's weather. There's all different sorts of cards. So that's been kind of fun for my toddler to learn new words. He was into that. So into that when she brought it here. I honestly don't remember what's in here. Oh, this is kind of like our sensory toy bin. So there's a little kaleidoscope. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And then these little guys. I'll show you. And then these little, I don't know, what are these called? I forget. Little clampers. And this is a little light up switch box thing. This is my recorder from middle school. They love to play with that. So random. So that's just, so we used to have all these bins, all bins like this one. Oh my gosh, guys. Hold on. We used to have all this whole thing filled with that, and I think my husband kept some of his clothes in there or something. And obviously these bins are not the cutest, so I've kind of just been getting rid of them as we fill it up. I'll probably end up replacing that with like a basket if I find one, which, you know, me, I go to the thrift, so probably will find one, but I've just been doing it slowly. Welcome back to our usual spot. So that was so fun, showing all the little toy organization. I love organizing. I always have. I am an eldest daughter to my core. I love cleaning. I love organizing. And my kids' stuff is no different. They probably think I'm slightly insane, but they get cool toys and I feel a pretty cool room out of it, so they don't complain. But one thing I have found so helpful with toys is purging when they're little. I think it's going to get harder once they get older and they get things that they're actually attached to. Obviously, I won't be getting rid of things that they're attached to that they like, because I'm not a mean mommy. But right now, it's much easier to get rid of toys they don't play with a lot, maybe toys that are annoying because they don't notice. Their attention span is elsewhere. So that's kind of been my thing is usually when we do a toy rotation, I'll maybe get rid of like one toy. If there's a toy in the bin that I'm like, we never take this out. We don't play with this often enough for it to be taking up space in our small house. And then I'll donate it or I'll sell it, what have you, whatever. That has been super helpful with keeping our house decluttered. I do not like clutter. Everyone knows this about me. And other than that, maybe just getting toys that are more open-ended, that you can play with for longer, getting toys maybe a little out of their age range so that they can kind of grow into them. The Magnetiles we got when my son was pretty young. And now he just knows how to build cool stuff out of them. And then they just have them for longer, I feel. And my daughter's kind of already learning how to like play with some of his toys, and she's only 1. So, and don't get a lot of baby toys. It's so tempting, especially with your first baby, to just have a huge stash of baby toys. Just get diapers. Just spend your money on just get diapers and clothes. and burp rags. That's what you need for your first baby. You don't need a bunch of baby toys. They will literally play with a spoon. So, I mean, they will when they're 3 too. But this has been such a great time. And I hope that you love being nosy and looking at my house and what toys we have. And I hope you had a great time. If you like me, you should subscribe. And if you don't, you should subscribe. Bye, Pookies.